Hi, Lee Farnell here, and welcome to Leading Your Best Life. In this session, I want to do a brief session on something that just hit me so much today about not only life, but business and sales. So, in any of these points, stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. I'm not sure what I said in that introduction there. What I really wanted to say to you was something's happened today that has just turned a light bulb on in my head around the importance of this one factor, the factor of proximity and persistence. We call it the R factor, the relationship factor. And you say, what are you talking about, Lee? Well, sometimes in some of the other podcasts, you would have heard me talk about the strength of any relationship is the frequency times quality of contact, where the quality of contact is friendliness times value. We talk about that a lot in our R factor program, whether you talk about management, whether you talk about communication, relationship with your husband, your wife, your dog, staff, customers. R equals F times Q. And I want to just bring your attention to this guy called Vicky. I'm not sure he's Indian or Pakistani or something. He's got an accent. And this guy cold called me about a year ago, maybe even more, talking about, I've got this printer cartridges and I can do this and I can do that. And, mate, I'm not interested. And I'll call you back when should I call you back? Okay, give me a call back in a month. And really, I wasn't interested. But he did keep ringing me. When he said he'd call in a month, he'd call in a month. And eventually, after about 5 or 6 or 7 phone calls, I said, okay. Look, because he's always talking about, I've got these printers, get rid of the recyclable ones, they're going to be good value, your money back guarantee. And he was always friendly, always persistent, but not nasty, not pushy. Always a good nature. So I got the first printer cartridges from him, then I got the second, then I got the third, then I got the fourth, and he rings me every month or so. So whenever he says he's going to call, and I said, look, like for example, there's a printer that my wife has, and it's, what is it called? Not the bubble jet, it's a laser printer. And I said, mate, I don't know. He said, no, I'll ring you back next week and see, do you need any more? And it's always done in a very friendly way. Sure enough, he rings me back. No, look, I don't need it at the moment, but he said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a call in 2 months' time. And so he calls and he calls. Now, I imagine he's got 100 or 200 people that he has some kind of relationship with, like me, and he just calls. It's just incredible what his day must look like in terms of picking up the phone, ringing people, working through his database, working through his CRM, and working the list so that he generates an income for himself and his family. I just got to say, my hat goes off. My hat goes off to Vicky and everybody like Vicky who has that quality of persistence and who knows, I suppose at some level, it's a numbers game. The more people I speak to and ask how's it going and what the problems are and do you need it just yet, he knows sooner or later we're going to need more printer cartridges, and when we buy, then they will be from him. Why? Because he's built up a relationship with us. A sticky, friendly relationship. I feel I owe him because he's calls me and he's friendly and he follows up. It's about being in my consciousness. So I wonder how well you do that, or the people around you use the R factor, use persistence, use follow-up, not in a nasty way. Sometimes we've called it RFU, relentless follow-up. Not so much ruthless follow-up, but relentless, which means you've got to have that quality of resilience and persistence to grow your business or to get the results you want. As they say, not everyone gets to the top of the mountain. Why? Because it's hard work to get up there. It's persistence. It's step by step. So if you're talking about leading your best life, how would you go about building better relationships, more frequent contact with people, more relentless contact? And I don't mean pushy. I mean just staying in touch, staying in consciousness. Where's your list? Where's your list? And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Where's your database? And if you're talking about the Atomic Habits book, then what you do is you have that list visual in front of you, in your diary, on your whiteboard, right in front of you, saying, okay, who are the people I'm calling today? Like right now, I've literally in my diary got a number of calls. There's about 6 or 8 calls I'm going to do in the next half hour because it's on my list. And the other thing I said to one of my agents and business partners was I'll be making those calls tomorrow afternoon. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Why? Because it's the principle of consistency and commitment. When you say you're going to do something, when you tell someone else you're going to do something, you're far more likely to do it. So if you're going to lead your best life, use some of that science, the principle of consistency and commitment, the list, the call list, the power of persistence, and use that R factor. And as I say, thank you, Vicky, for your persistence and your help. Well done. Keep leading your best life, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Farnell.